I'm not sure what happened with Yashibun. He was on, but he logged off. But we got enough people here to do it.
I gotta do the reading. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a lot of static going back there.
Yeah, I'm on a hotspot on my phone because I'm driving. I told you. So somebody got to do the reading.
Yeah, you might want to mute that for now. A lot of feedback right there. Hey, Shalom. Joshua. So yeah. So Shalom. Once again, Israel, you're not under the sounds of the voice of the true disciples of Christ. And we're gonna bring out some more truth. As you all know, the latest news is now all of a sudden we're Canaanites, according to so-called Hispanics. They're identifying us now as Canaanites. We're Africans all of a sudden. Now keep in mind that not one single Hispanic knew a darn thing about being an Israelite unless he was taught by a so-called Negro. Big facts. Big facts. But now all of a sudden, and in one way, I see this as a good thing. I see this as the Most High, showing these Negroes like, Zabak, HODC, IUIC, GOCC, GMS, ISUPK, all of these Negroes with these admixtures in their organizations and referring to them as our people. These people are not our people. And so, in case you didn't know, Canaanite is a new word for nigger, according to them. They're just replacing it with that. Understand that. And understand that. Essentially, that's what they're calling you. Because they know damn well you're not a Hamite. And Canaan is actually a descendant of Ham. So, we're going to go into this. I was trying to wait until Yashibun, came back in the room so we could get started, make sure I have enough people reading here. I'm still getting feedback. Is that feedback coming from you, Joshua? It's not Yeshaya because I muted his mic. But nevertheless.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I know you're here. I was wondering if that feedback was coming from you. There's some like moving around. I could hear it like loud on the mic or what have you. So I'm pretty sure everyone else could actually hear it. So, you got anything you want to say, Yeshaya, before we get started? You got anything you want to, speak to? Anything? Because I created a PowerPoint slide. That, I'm going to bring out a lot of this and show you what we're going to do tonight is show you how these people that refer to themselves as Hispanics, these Edomites, they don't fit the curses. Unless they have a Negro descent, they don't fit the curses. Nor does these damn Moabites that's on these plantations, on these reservations, some of them, but they got damn casinos. They go to college completely for free. They have a lot of benefits, right? They've endorsed Esau's system. So it's not the same with Jet. And this is one definite manner of determining who is Israel based upon who fit these curses. If you don't fit the curses, you're not an Israelite. Now, I don't mean like just fitting a few curses here and there, because at some point, just about all nations would actually fit some of the curses. But the Lord said that these curses would be a sign as who we are, which means all of these curses is supposed to apply to the true children of Israel. All of these curses. You got anything you want to say, Yahshua, before we start?
According to the curses, yeah, I definitely agree to everything you said. But regarding Tazadaq, I feel like we need to. It's been on my spirit lately. I say just hearken more. I feel like we just been scattered and not like fully alert and into the cause. So us as T-Dog, we need to like really wake up and like hearken into that. Like I don't want any excuses coming from nobody, whether it's getting on the call just for a couple minutes or whatever, whether we get off of work while we on the clock, if possible, you know. But no excuses.
Come.
Yeah, so yeah, we could because the kingdom is getting closer. So you know, let's hearken and let's come together. Being a true disciple of Yahusha, we need to keep it real. We need to hearken into these laws, statutes, and commandments day in and day out. So that's it.
Right. So you're probably gonna have to be the person that reads up because Yeshaya, he's driving and his mic got a lot of echo in there, and Yashabun, for whatever reason, he's not on the call. And once I start this PowerPoint slide, I can't see I can't see who's trying to enter the room. So they won't be able to enter until we're done actually going through this PowerPoint slide. So, I mean, this is what we'll do. We'll actually go ahead and we'll start going through this PowerPoint slide. And then afterwards, we'll go ahead and open it up for, you know, people that may want to call in and give their input. I see the guy, Yaya Bay, he's on here. You know, he seemed to think otherwise of what we're bringing out, but there's only one truth. I want to say this to everyone. There's only one truth, and the truth needs no damn apology. And the truth will make you mad. John 8:32 said the truth will make you free. Tazadaq said the truth will make you mad, and then if you could get over your damn anger, only then will you be free, and you will be free indeed. And this truth's going to spread throughout the world, despite who like it or not. The truth is going to spread throughout the world. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get this PowerPoint thing together here that I create. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and you people will be able to say and see for yourselves. I want you to think about what we're saying. Just detach all your emotions and just really reflect on what the Spirit is about to bring out, you know, through, you know, the members of the true disciples of Christ. So let me go ahead and share this real quick here. And if you're feeling something on your spirit that, you know, you think you might want to join the true disciples of Christ, you could email this website. I mean, you could contact us at this website, go to the join us page, or you could just email tazadaqshah@yahoo.com, and someone that will definitely be in contact with you. And so the reason that this is necessary, let me make this clear. We don't dislike Hispanics. We don't dislike Native Americans. We don't dislike these people. But the point of these videos is that to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that those are not our people. They are not our people. Those are Spanish people. Their forefathers had us in captivity. They had us in captivity. This is why, you know, in places like California, a lot of so-called Mexicans, they're gunning black people down in the street, man, just like Esau. You know why? Because they came from Esau. A Mexican is not a nationality. A Mexican is an admixture of our people and that damn Edomite Euro Gentiles that came here and raped our people in that land. We was in that land that they're now calling Mexico before they even arrived. When you deal with the Mayans, if you doubt this, go and check out the video we done last night. The Mayans, the Aztecs, and so on and so forth, the Mixtecs, and so on and so forth. Those were all our people, and they were all of a Negro descent. When you read the first American were Africans by Dr. Imhotep, he specifically tells you before the people that refer to themselves as Native Americans came down to any parts of America, not just North America, Central, South America, and North America, we was already here. They found us when they arrived. And keep in mind that the original Moabites was dark skinned just like us, only they had Mongoloidism, right? They had Mongoloidism, so their eyes were slanted, but they came here and they thought we was their people, and so they mixed in amongst us. Once they mixed in amongst us, they started turning against us. Then you jump up to the 15th century, here comes Esau. Esau comes down and he mixing amongst them. And then these same so-called Native Americans, these Moabites that was here all along, they started putting us in captivity right along with Esau. They started emulating Esau's lifestyle. They took on the false philosophy of Christianity. They started dressing like Esau, wearing Esau's clothes, putting also in plantations, had a big house, had a house for the field Negroes, and so on and so forth. And so that's what this is all about, man, telling the truth. And all of you that foolishly think that the Native American captivity was any better than the Euro Gentiles captivity, you're crazy. You're bugged out of your mind, and you haven't done any kind of real research. So this is about the Deuteronomic curses versus identity theft. And we're calling it identity theft because we already know that those that say that they're Jews and are not has attempted to steal our identity for years. For years. Now there's a new imposter. The Lord has created a new thing in the earth. You got so-called Latinos, Mexicans, and Asian Indians, should I say, that's referring to themselves as Israelite. Everyone wants to be Israel. Everyone wants to be Israel today.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You know, Adolf Hitler, I was thinking about this earlier. You ever think about the fact he knew who we were, which is why he was killing the fake Jews?
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah. A lot of people think, you know, history like switches it up, tries to think he was evil. But you know, he was in the case he was doing due diligence.
But he hated us also. He hated us.
Okay.
Yeah, he hated us, man. He didn't even want us to participate in those Olympic Games.
Mm-hmm.
And when we did, he said we was animals. We're not humans. And so this is why this thing is so unfamous, because of the Olympic Games. When the two Jakes that went over there, one place first, one place starred, they had to hold their heads down, man. You wasn't even allowed to look up. Understand that. These are the kind of demons we're dealing with, man. And now people want to forget that. So we're going to it. So what is identity theft? Can you read that right there, good brother, on the screen?
Yes, sir. Yep. What is identity theft? Black Law, 2nd edition. Deliberately obtaining and taking away someone else's personal information for criminal intentions.
Okay, so this guy right here on the screen, this guy is saying he's an Israelite. To those of you that do not know, he's with Tazadaq and General Yohani under ISUPK. Now they're calling this guy, what the hell is the world coming to, Yeshaya? They're saying, and now I know, what the hell is this? Confusing the face? Is this what they're using with this guy?
Man, I don't know.
This is ISUPK's latest member. What the hell is going on, man? So this guy right here is claiming to be an Israelite. So this is identity theft because they're taking our nationality and they're using it for a criminal intent because they're trying to incriminate us by calling us Hamites now, man. You're trying to steal our nationality. So we're going to deal with it. And I want you to be aware of false Israelite camps like ISUPK, IUIC, GOCC, GMS. All of these camps, man, they're still on that philosophy. We're going to bang on you until you admit that you was wrong and step down because your leaders are off as hell. And you can get mad all you want. This is a so-called House of Israel. This demon right here. Now, please explain to me, how can men still follow this demon after he's violated so many men's wives? And there's not one of these dudes that's in this organization right here that don't know it. So how are they still following this dude? How are they still following this dude? And I heard something about him, man, but I don't want to speak on it yet because the sister didn't give me all of the information. But you may have a couple more pedophiles in this organization, man. But I don't want to speak on it until all of the information is solid. So these are the curses, right? Slavery and captivity. Deuteronomy 28, 41 through 49, 50 through 68. Okay. Now, where is the cruel history of these Hispanics being damned in slavery like we've been. You see what I'm saying? Where's the history of Hispanics being lynched, being, tied to damn state and have their eyes plucked out, eyeballs gorged,
Fed the alligators.
penis cut off, put in damn drawers and kept for souvenirs, spleens kept out, cut out. Read a book called 100 Years of Lynching by Ralph Ginsburg. This is after slavery. Where's the history of this going through so-called Hispanics? You being used, yet they're using your little children as alligator bait, tying a damn rope around it and throwing it in the river to trying to lure in alligators just to get some alligator skins. You don't fit this curse right here. You don't fit this curse of slavery. You understand? You had us as slaves. That's the real truth. The so-called Negro Hispanics, they were slaves, but you had us as slaves because you're really nothing but descendants of your forefathers, Spaniards. You're descendants of Cortez. You're descendants of Cortez. You're descendants of Diego. These, I'm gonna hit you something, man. You don't even know where you speak Spanish. You speak Spanish because of your forefathers. That was their mother tongue. Our mother tongue was the Ibri. This is why you speak Spanish, man. None of these, I'm gonna hit you with something else. None of these so-called Hispanics is an original race. So how did you get here from Israel? You was never over there. I challenge any of you to show me any of you damn One West camps. Notice they won't sit down and debate me, man, because they know I'll shut their ass down, man. I challenge any of you One West camps, any of you Hispanics, Yaya Bay, all of you, I choose any of you to show me any damn history of you being over there, what's referred to as Israel. Show me the history of you being over there. Show me some ancient artifacts of you actually ever being over in that land. Show me some ancient artifacts where any so-called damn Hispanic person on a wall, in any of their murals, in our ancient artifacts. Why doesn't it mention you? Why doesn't it mention you in the scriptures? Because Hispanics were not there. That is not a nationality. That's an admixture of several different races. You understand? You come from your forefathers, that child of the devil. You come from Edomites. And the only way you're going to make it is if you're the descendant of an Israelite that went to hell off. You understand that? So number two, having no power to stand against our enemies. These people got power. The true Israelites, what damn country are we ruling, your Shire? What country are we ruling? There's not the damn Dominicans over there ruling their land. Are they not over there? It's not the damn Puerto Ricans over there in Puerto Rico. They're over there. What land is named after the Israelites? We're not in our homeland. You got people over there that's calling themselves Jews and enough. And they done forgot all about the other 11 tribes. So strike two against the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans because you're still here on your land, your so-called land that you came here to. So you're in your land. You had the power to stand against Esau, but you lost. We don't have that power.
Then why are they trying to get over here so bad?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, we know number three doesn't apply to them. Sent back to Mizraim, Egypt, again in ships. Deuteronomy 28:68. They're not even going to try and dispute that one. So my question to all of you so-called you fake Israelites, you imposter Israelites, you popcorn Israelites, they're just popping up another Hispanic Israelite overnight. Where you learn that from? You learned it from Jay. Give it up. You learned it from a so-called black man, a Negro, the one that you hate, the one that your parents told you was a coon, the one that your parents told you, I don't get involved with that monkey. We know how you talk. We know how you think about us. So this one definitely doesn't apply to you. Deuteronomy 28:68. exiled in lands of their enemies. You're still over there where you was from. You're in Argentina. You're in Chile. I'm talking about the Spanish ones. You know why you're there? Because your forefathers went there and they raped the original inhabitants of that land. So you're not exiled from your land. You come here willingly. You came here willingly. You understand? Scattered among all nations. These people are not scattered amongst all nations by way of the curses. Deuteronomy 28, 25, 64. Very sick and disease-stricken people. Our people are sick, man. At the bottom socially. This definitely applies to us, and it doesn't apply to any of those other nations, because all of these other nations look down on us. Right in New York, man. Right here in New York, on the damn corners, you run out to the bodega. You don't see a Jake in there. You might see a Puerto Rican. You might see an Arab. You understand? You might see Moabite. You might see Ammon. You might see Elam. You understand? You don't see Jake running those, man. We're at the bottom, socially and physically. So, and I mean, all you simple Israelites say, oh, well, yeah, Tazadaq, they're in the hood with us. So damn what for the little small amount that's in the hood? They came here on their own, man. They came here from places like Puerto Rico and so on and so forth and set up shop. And when they got here, what happens? They got businesses going up. The curses is not on them. That's why they could do that. Man, we got damn people that make multi-millions in sports, and we still don't have a damn thing because of the curses. The curses got them so down hard, they don't even know how to come together. You can't come together without fighting. I thought they stopped making Yugos. I saw about 25 Mexicans in a Yugo about 2 weeks ago. In a Yugo. So they come together. They stick together, man. And they, you know, I remember when I was living on Church Avenue in Brooklyn, man, it was in the news that so many Mexicans was living together in the same apartment in New York that they had to went there and they shut the apartment down because so many of them was living out of the same damn apartment. You had about 25 Mexicans in one apartment. So they come together. The curses prevent us from coming together. Lord's true knowledge of who they are and will be called by many scornful names other than Israel or Hebrew Israelite. That applies to us, man. Changes every 10 years, right? Colored boy, coon, nigger, Negro, shine, ham bone, Negro, black, colored, African American. It keeps changing for us, man. They're not known by these bywords. They're going to get a couple words and say, you see, this applies to. It doesn't apply to you, buddy. You have your father, Nakash, packed in prisons and jails. Yeah, you got some Hispanics over there. But if you ask anyone who has the highest jail population, they're going to have to say the so-called African American, the true biblical Israelites. That's Deuteronomy 28 and 48. A non-prosperous people. Don't tell me you're not prosperous, man. I don't give a damn about the few you have in the hood. You got bodegas all throughout New York. You set up your own businesses. You can't go to a damn city now and you can't find a Mexican restaurant, little Mexican shop, and so on and so forth. Jake is not doing that. The real Israelites are not doing that. Even when they're trying to open a so-called black business, it's not long before it fails. We won't even shop at our own stores. The curses are so hard on us, we'll walk right by our own stores and go and give our money to an Edomite or a damn Moabite. You can't even call me a liar, man.
That's true.
And oppress people by their enemies. And we're oppressed. Do you see so many Hispanics getting oppressed and shot down in the streets like you do so-called blacks? Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland. I mean, the list goes on and on. Freddie Gray. It goes on and on, man. They're not oppressed like that. They're treated much better than us. Hell, and you can't even call me a liar. I want you so-called Hispanics think about something, and you probably don't know, so you have to ask your damn parents. Our people were still in slavery, man. They was running to you, man. They was running to you trying to be free, and a lot of you wouldn't even help them. A lot of jakes used to have to try to run in your damn cattle stables and barns and all that and trying to hide, and you would give them up to Esau because you really are Esau. Then you will brag, the few of you that was help us. Oh yeah, well we help blacks escape. You wasn't here for the civil rights struggles that our people underwent. The so-called brown berets, they created that. That's an offshoot. That's a copycat of the Black Panthers. You copy everything from us, man. You copy our rap music, reggaeton. Everything you do come from us, man. Because we are by nature a superior people, man. When you trace, when you deal with antiquity, you don't have a history of creating the math, sciences, and so on and so forth. The reason that these people are more productive than us today is because of these curses, man. These curses don't apply to any of these other nations, just so-called Negroes. And this is why the world hate us, man. You hate me right now because I'm telling the truth, and you're turning red. You're turning red just like Esau. That's why I love the summertime, because when you go down south, that good old shade of red comes out, and you show yourself for who you really are. Very religious members of all religions. That's us, man. A lot of Edomites by nature don't even believe in religion. Now they trying to say this is Jake, man. See, he got the garment on. See, he got his head. Now, I understand we're not supposed to deal with color, but come on, you got to question this man. I'm not saying he can't be Israel, son, but someone like this, you got to question him, man. Look at his phenotype.
You gotta ask the father, who's the father's father. You gotta question him.
They just asking, yo, who your father? Oh yeah, my father was such and such. Oh yeah, you want to run? Yeah, Israel, right? That damn Messiah. That dude, man. What the hell is his name at GMS? Tahar. Man, you don't lie to a lot of them men. Talking about Bruce Lee's an Israelite, man. Frank Sinatra, he's an Israelite. You can sing like that. He's an Israel. I mean, that's stupid, man. How the hell Bruce Lee's an Israelite? His damn dad was a damn, Moabite, and his mom was an Edomite. So how the hell is he an Israelite? That's what caused brothers to start to lose at school. Hey, can you read that up? It's in the yellow.
Yes, sir. Moses was exposed to the best Egypt had to afford. Moses knew the political, social, and natural sciences of Egypt. He learned the religious system, the political system, mathematics, geometry, biology, chemistry, anatomy, foreign languages, law, engineering, and military tactics.
So Moses was raised as a so-called Egyptian. These are black people, by the way. And keep in mind, man, many of our and this is another thing about these Line 1 West camps, and these damn Hispanics is quick to call us the nigger word. You know what I mean? Our people intermarried with a lot of Africans. So for you to say that Africans are not related to us, you were bugged out of your damn mind. We're not going for that garbage anymore, man. We didn't just spread to these damn things that they have on the sign. We spread, the Lord said we spread it throughout the four corners of the earth. That means there's Israelites in Iraq, in Iran, you understand? In China, in Japan, four corners of the earth, man, in Russia. This is where we are, man. So that 12 tribe sign is garbage. It's garbage. Read that right there. Now, this is the new thing that they're calling us because they want to steal our identity. I charge identity theft. This is a new thing that they're calling us. They're saying that we're Ham. They're calling us Canaanites, which is actually a descendant of Ham. Let's see who this is. And keep in mind, they wouldn't know anything about this unless you was taught by a Negro. Everything that you know, you learned it from a Negro. And if not directly, when you trace it back to your forefathers, that's who you learned it from. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. We are the original man and woman. You're half original when you deal with antiquity. We are the original people of the earth. It's scientifically, biologically impossible to get white or Hispanic from, to get a so-called black, a so-called Negro from a Hispanic or Edomite. It's impossible. That is impossible. But we produce you. We produce albinos. And when albinos reproduce, that gene becomes more and more recessive, and the hair starts to straighten out. Our hair is non-ether. You put heat to my hair forms a letter, the figure 9. You put heat to your hair, your hair forms a number 6. Because let us count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And if you don't believe it, you cut out a piece of your damn hair and you go and put some heat to it. It's going to form a 6 because that's your number. And the only creatures that the Most High made, besides the animals in the wild kingdom, a goat, kind of hair he has. He has straight hair, just like you guys. You understand what I'm saying? The Lord thy power is described as having woolly hair, like me, like the brothers on the call, man. So let me ask you something, man. How can you be made in the image and likeness of the Most High if you don't have the same type of hair, the same texture of hair, the same texture of skin, and so on and so forth, the same color of skin, and so on and so forth? It's because you was made recessive. You're not man, you're mankind. You are kind of man. You came from the original man. The original man was made in the image and likeness of the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Now let all the true Israelites say our man. So read that up. Ham.
Got you. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro.
Not the Negroes. Emphasis I'm added here. So Ham is not the progenitor of the Negroes. Who are the Negroes? The Israelites. The Israelites, not the Negroes. Go ahead, read on.
Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
Canaanites. So they saying we're Canaanites. So who are the Negroes? Hold on a second, Shia. So are these Hispanic people calling themselves Negroes? Their damn philosophy don't even make any damn sense. You better go back and worship the Virgin Mary, because your philosophy don't make any damn sense. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourselves, man. Finish that out, huh?
Genesis 10 and 6 through 20. His identity. Did I say that right? Identity.
Identity.
Yeah, identity. When his father lay drunken.
Indecency.
Indecency. So like it. When his father.
So the curse. What's that's going on and said is when the curse was placed on Canaan for looking at his father's nakedness. You see what I'm saying? The other 2 brothers turned their head away, but Ham looked at his father's nakedness, and Noah woke up and said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant is a servant." Okay, Deuteronomy 28. These curses right here. Go ahead, read that.
The curses for disobedience. Don't get angry when they call you a nigger. If you're a nigger, then you're an Israelite. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Nigger, spike, wet hat.
They're supposed to be spick, wet back, coon. But so this is actually only applying again. This only applies to those of a Negro descent. Monkey. They call us all of this among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And the word not. See what he say about this? He doesn't say this about Hispanics. He doesn't say this about anyone else. These nations hate us, man. He said Africans are lazy people. Then they call us African Americans, good at sex and theft. This is a man, you got a lot of damn coons that's out there supported. Have they forgotten this? Have you forgotten you was robbed of your names, your religion, your culture, your God, your folkway, your mores? You was robbed of everything. Then you got the Rodney King syndrome and say, damn, why can't we all just get along? That's a hell of a drug, man. Christianity is a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what is identity theft? Black Lord's Dictionary, second edition. They're saying right now that this right here is a Native American. Native what? A native. That's a native Edomite. That's one of the $5 Indians right there. And to those of you that don't know what a $5 Indian is, go and Google it. You'll find out what it is. Those were the Edomites that was going to the chiefs. And for $5 and a bottle of liquor, they was deemed to be Indians. So again, identity theft is deliberately obtaining and taking away someone else's personal information for criminal intentions. Identity theft. This false doctrine right here. Nate Satan, you're going to stop. Can't you see this man is a Moabite? This man is a Moabite. Nate Satan, you're going to stop teaching that these are our people. Tahar, you're going to stop teaching that these are our people. Bubble Eye Blackfish, Ratar Kamar, you're going to stop teaching that these are our people. General Yohani, you're going to stop teaching that these are our people, and so on and so forth, because it's a lie. And we're exposing all false doctrines. Take that out. This is what they've done to us.
American Negroes are Indians. The 3 most dangerous men. Hashtag the hidden truth. Cultural ancestral identity.
Now, I want to say this. To all of you that don't get this, when you see the pictures of the slaves, right, that they're calling Negroes, those slave posters, have you noticed they're always just like what they refer to as Indians? Most of you don't even pay attention to that. Why they call them Negroes when they was just like Indians? Because what happened is that they started deeming the indigenous people, we're not Indians, we were indigenous, the indigenous people as Negroes and sold them off as slavery. Then they would ship them from here to places like Brazil and other islands and say, hey, well, these are Negroes. Totally losing our nationality and identity. Identity theft. Go ahead, King.
Melville Herskovitz. Melville created the genocidal lie of American Negroes coming from African slaves only, changing their cultural identity. Benefits. Walter Plecker.
It should be Pecker, because that's what he looks like. Go ahead.
Eugenist. Took away the American
Negro Indians benefit and gave it to Edomites and Mexicans, Spanish. Yep. See that? So why in the hell he gave Mexicans benefits? You see what I'm saying? If the curses was on them, talk back to me, Yeshai. Why Mexican get the benefits that the Negro was supposed to be getting? Because the curses don't apply to that.
Image. Alice Herdlicka. Guinness. Yep. Alice Herdlicka changed the picture of the original Indians from Negro Indians to Mongol Asians.
Yeah, Mongolian Asians. Those are the ones that came down, and now those are the ones that's on reservations. Those are the ones that got all the land. Those are the ones that's getting the benefits. Can't you see these nations hate us? One of them, you see it? See it? Now, don't you see a lot of so-called Mexicans look like this? Because Mexicans are a hybrid, an admixture of these Asians, Edomites, and a small percentage of Jake is usually in there. But unless they have a Negro descent, they're not of our people. They're not our people, man. Again, Black Lord's Dictionary, identity theft. You see it right here? I'm a true Gadite. This man's not no Gadite, man. This man's nothing but a damn Moabite. Okay, in the Hebrew Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel, or the 12 tribes of Israel in the Hebrew, descend from the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, who was later named Israel, and his 2 wives, Leah and Rachel. Those are 2 sisters, by the way. That law of incest was not in effect then. And 2 concubines, Zilpah and Bilhah. Now, keep in mind, both of these were African women. These 2 concubines was African women. Understand that. Understand that. So the original, from that point, I'm going to stop right here so you damn Hispanics can get this in your damn heads. From this point right here, it shows you that the Israelites had to start off as all black. You can like that, understand it, believe it or not. They started off as all black. I'm not going to say Negroes, because we just learned that the Hamites are not the Negroes. You understand? So we're going to refer to them as so-called black people, right? But nevertheless, there we have it. So from the beginning, we started off as all black. So with that in mind, how in the hell does Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, I mean, help me out. Maybe I missed something, Yeshaya. Maybe I missed something, Joshua. How in the hell did Benjamin, Levi, and Judah remain melanated and dark with thicker lips, and then none other tribes just turn with straight hair, slanted eyes, and total different phenotype? How did this happen? Because Judah mixed in with Edomites. Judah mixed in with Moabites. Go and read the book of Ezra. Judah mixed in with all of those people. So you explain to me how in the hell did 3 tribes maintain their phenotype and the other 9 just looks totally different? Nah, buddy. Someone's lying, buddy. It's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. We're going to work our people up. You've been lying to our people, and the lies are being exposed tonight with the true disciples of Christ. And all you One West camps, you have better repent, or the Lord's going to put you behind the death. So these people were all Negroes. They were all of a Negro descent. Jacob and his 4 wives, all of a Negro descent. The Israelites were the 12 tribes, were the 12 sons of the biblical patriarch Jacob. Jacob also had 1 daughter, Dinah, whose descendants were not recognized as a separate tribe. Why? Because it's the seed of the father. We tell people that all of the time the Lord was dealing with the men. You like it, understand it, believe it or not, it's the truth. Her descendants are not mentioned as one of the tribes. Understand that. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, pull your hair out, rent your garment, whatever. But this truth's going to continue to go forth. And then after you get over that anger, you want to join T-Doc, you can email us at Tazadaq@yahoo.com. So the sons of Jacob was born in Penan, Aram, from different mothers as follows. Now we're going to go through it. And these were all Negroes. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. They said that's a so-called damn Indian, right? Yeshaya. They said this is an Indian. One of them damn Moabites. That was his firstborn. Simeon. They said that's the so-called Dominican. Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. For the most part, except for Levi and Judah, they're pretty much saying that these are damn so-called Hispanic people. You understand? And this one right here is a so-called Indian. You can miss me with that damn lie. These are all Negroes. How in the hell can they come out with that? Well, their mom was Israelite, Negroes, and African women. The sons of Rachel was Joseph and Benjamin. Okay. So-called black woman again. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, was Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah was Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher. Now, doesn't this rub you a little wrong? How the damn son? I want you to think about something, right? I want you to think. I want you guys to think. You still with me, Joshua?
Con, I'm here.
Yeah, I want you to think about this. Check out how ridiculous this is, right? Now, I want you to show you how damn stupid that damn Ariyah, and that old man was next to me. I smack his ass for deceiving our people so much. Let me show you how stupid you got to be to continue to follow this garbage, right? Reuben is supposed to be an Indian, right? Reuben is supposed to be an Indian. Now, how in the hell can Reuben be an Indian? And these people right here, Judah, same mom, right? They all came from Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how in the hell are you going to produce Reuben as an Indian? And they lie and say Reuben got straight hair. Then you got them Simeon. Then you got Levi. And you got Judah. These are so-called Negroes right here, according to that damn 12 tribes chart. So how in the hell you got two Negroes in here? Then you jump to the damn so-called Mexicans with straight hair again. And Zebulun with straight hair. Don't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. That 12 tribes chart does not make sense. Right? How you got Negroes over here, and you're saying these people so-called Hispanic, but they came from the same parents? That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. And we got the same thing down here. We got Gad and Asher. And it makes no sense, man. So go and read it. Deuteronomy 27, 12 through 13, and list the 12 tribes. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali. Those are the 12 tribes. So Jacob elevated the descendants of Ephraim and Manasseh, the two sons of Joseph, and his Egyptian wife. Okay, let's stop for a second. Joseph had an Egyptian wife? Hold on, I thought they were so-called Hispanic people. You got a lot of people saying, well, I'm from the tribe of Joseph. Oh, okay. You're from the tribe of Joseph, but he had an Egyptian wife. And so what they tell you, they mix with the Assyrians. Well, I did some history. The Assyrians was black. They were Negro people. They mixed later. Okay, roger that. So did Judah. So did Benjamin. So did Levi. Why they still look like they look? Why they still look like Negroes? So this has just happened to 3 tribes, right? See, that's all theoretical. But let's deal with the facts. The point is you have no facts. Go ahead, brother. Can you read that?
Yes, sir. In the biblical narrative, the period from the conquest of Canaan under the leadership of Joshua until the formation of the first kingdom of Israel passed with the tribes, forming a loose confederation described in the book of Judges. Modern scholarship has called into question the beginning, middle, and end of the picture, and the account of the conquest under Joshua has largely been abandoned. The Bible's deception of the period of the judges is widely considered doubtful.
Stop for a minute. Let me see if Yashabam's in here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna let Yashabam, man. No disrespect, man. I need a strong reader, man. Need that hey Yashabam, can you take over reading right there? Hold on, let me enlarge this again. Start all over. All right there. Start with land allotment.
Con. Land allotment. The land of Israel was divided into 12 sections corresponding to the 12 tribes of Israel. However, the tribes receiving the land differed from the biblical tribes. The tribe of Levi had no land appropriation, but had 6 cities of refuge under their administration, as well as a temple in Jerusalem. There was no land allotment for the tribe of Joseph, but Joseph's 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, received their father's land portion.
Con, the tribe of Joseph was 2.
Please take note. One West splinter groups like HOI, ISUPK, IUIC, GMS, GOCC, HODC, etc., allowed heathens in their camps and called them Israelites. But now those same heathens are calling Negro Israelites Canaanites. Their true spirit is being revealed, that they are just as their Edomite forefathers.
That's right. Now they call you Canaanites, another word for nigga. Now we're going to start with the curses. We're going to go into the Deuteronomic curses. This first curse don't apply to them. This so-called Hispanic man in the store. These are bodegos in the hood, right here in New York. Got it, huh? Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
On disobedience. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if you do not obey the voice of the Lord your God, to observe carefully all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you today, that all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the country.
So I can. These people are not cursed in the city. So what? You got a handful of them living amongst us, but they got the bodegas set up everywhere. They got the stores. They got the businesses. They're not cursed in the city, man. You're being quite prosperous. You know how much a store like this make in New York? You can live really good at having a store like this in New York.
$1 million a year, at least.
Yeah. Come on. You're not cursed, man. That's not a curse. It doesn't fit you. That's a strike 4 against you, Hispanics. And you Mexicans, you got stores also. So that's a curse against you also. You can't go to a city without going to seeing a damn Mexican restaurant or something like that.
That's right. La Cocinas, La Viva. This does not apply to Mexicans or Hispanics on the large level because they came to America and have their own business and countries. It only applies to the Negro only Israelites.
Con. This is their businesses. I just walked by that place a couple weeks ago. Oh, what's up with black on? Because of the curses, man. Because of the curses. You'll walk right by your own people's business. The curse is on you.
Curse shall be
17.
Con. Curse shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Curse shall be shall be the fruit of your body and the produce of your land.
Your children come out cursed, man. Wicked. Got it.
The increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flocks.
Yeah, we don't have no forms or nothing like that anymore, man. The curse is on us, hard body.
Curse shall be you. Curse shall you be when you come in, and
yeah, so stop for a second. Stop for a second. Let me have them understand. That's talking about when we was on these damn slave plantations. When we came in from working all damn day, since we've been out there in the morning, that curse was still on us. And curse was us when we had to wake up before the sun would rise and go back out to the damn cotton field, to the damn tobacco fields. That curses was on us, man. No matter where we went, those curses stayed on us, hard body, man. Now, this right here does not apply to so-called Hispanics. First Mac 3 and 41. Merchants of the country came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for it. That doesn't apply to them. That doesn't apply to so-called Hispanics. He shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Show me where that applies to so-called Hispanics.
It doesn't.
Show me the history of a book of Hispanics hanging from trees like us. Galatians 3 and 13. Curses everyone that hangs on a tree. That's part of the curse, man. Where's your history like that? Lopez? Santiago? Soto Perez? Where's your history like that? Stop trying to steal our identity, man. They shall be gathered together as prisoners and gather in the pit, and shall be shut up in prison holes. Isaiah 24 and 22. Yeah, you got some of you. You got some of all nations in prison, but not even close to the so-called blacks, man. Not even close. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. These curses don't apply to you, man. Who gets murdered, shot down in the streets by so-called white police officers, so-called Mexican police officers, and they charge themselves not guilty? What was the verdict of Trayvon Martin? Not guilty. What was the verdict of Eric Garner? Not guilty. Sandra Bland? Not guilty. Freddie Gray? Not guilty. Whose possessors slay them and charge themselves not guilty. Zechariah 11 and 5. This only applies to Negroes only. You can't even call me a liar, and if you do, you're a damn liar, and you need to shut the hell up. Go ahead, up. Deuteronomy 28 and 20.
Deuteronomy 28 and 20. The Lord will send you cursing, confusion, and rebuke in all that you set your hand to do, until you are destroyed and until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings.
Everything that we try to set our hands to do, it falls. It is destroyed. We can't be successful because of the curses. It don't mean you don't try, Jake. Because some of you, yeah, ain't no sense in me trying then. I'm cursed. Nah, Negro. You got to keep trying.
Until you are destroyed and until you perish quickly because of the wickedness of your doings and which you have forsaken me. There is not history of Hispanics being brought here as slaves or coming here. There are the admixture of Edomites and Moabite ravishing our people. Deuteronomy 28:21. The Lord will make the plague cling to you until he has consumed you from the land which you are going to possess.
Con. When they show you these Hispanic nations, this is what they show you at the bottom. They don't show you these people. These are the true Israelites and people like places like Cuba, Mexico. These are what the true Israelites look like. These are the Israelites that's our brothers and sisters. That's not right. These people down here. Can't you see that these people are damn Spanish, man? Are you damn blind? Confused in the face, huh? Go ahead, out.
Deuteronomy 28 and 22. The Lord will strike you with consumption, with fever, with inflammation, with severe burning fever, with the sword, with scorching, and with mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish.
Right, that happened to us again and again and again and again. We was murdered with the sword. Modern day sword is the gun. They lynched us. They hung us from trees. Probably Jake got hung for that damn tree right there. They dragged us through the street. They riddled our bodies with bullets. They burned us at stakes. They burned down our towns. Like Rosewood. Like the Black Wall Street. Like the Red Summer 1919. The list goes on and on. Go ahead, Op.
And your heavens, which are over your head, shall be bronze.
Con, that means the Lord was not going to make it productive for us. He was going to, when we try to create forms like this guy right here, they weren't going to be productive.
And the earth which is under you shall be iron.
Right. Our crops are not going to grow. That's what that means. That's allegorical.
The Lord will change the rain of your land to powder and dust. From the heaven it shall come down on you until you are destroyed.
Con.
The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall become troublesome to all the kingdoms of the earth. Your carcasses shall be food for all birds of the air.
Like this is what you see in my head. This carcass is food for this damn vulture right here.
And for the beasts of the earth. and no one shall frighten them away.
Is anyone here fighting him away? He's about to eat this child. No one's there to frighten him away. That's part of the curse.
And the Lord will strike you with boils of Egypt, with tumors, with the scab, and with the itch.
Now, that's what they're getting from all these alternative lifestyles. One of the number one STDs from these alternative lifestyles is what do they call it? Not gonorrhea, that other thing, syphilis. Syphilis. You get all those scabs and everything on your body starts rotting away. Okay.
From which you cannot be healed.
And if you don't get rid of syphilis in time, you keep it for the rest of your life like luggage, like HIV plague, and so on and so forth.
And it comes out when your immune system gets weak enough and it takes you over. Deuteronomy 28:28, and the Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of the heart.
See, this is a confusion of the heart, right? But they tell you, and let me mention something. This is how they didn't distort our women, right? They would tell you this is wrong. You see how this brother right here got 3 wives? They tell you this is wrong, but this is okay. This is what the American government is telling you. This is okay. Now, what the hell is wrong with this, man? What kind of demonic system must we be under if they tell you this is wrong, but this is okay? This is okay. I want you to think about that.
It's made to destroy people, destroy families. That's all that is. Because those other 2 positions at the bottom are non-productive naturally. It just doesn't happen like that in the in nature at the most basic level. That's a certain kind of spirit. You got black women, you are the holy seeds of God, Ezra 9:2. So the holy race has become polluted by these mixed marriages. Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. Stop letting these rebellious, wicked, disobedient Jezebels lead you to hell and be stuck with a heathen baby.
Again, more curses. They're prosperous, but we're not. The so-called Native Americans that they call Indians, they got these casinos, and the so-called Hispanics got a damn grocery store and cities throughout America.
Deuteronomy 28:29. And you shall grope to noonday as a blind man gropes in darkness. You shall not prosper in your ways. You shall be only oppressed and plundered continually. And no one shall
be prosperous, man. These people are prosperous. They can't even call me a liar. I know they get mad, but they can't call me a liar. Go ahead, huh?
And no one shall save you. Hispanics, Mexicans, and Indians are many businesses and come here and are very prosperous.
It should have said they own many businesses. They come here and they be very prosperous. As you see, there's a Chinese Hispanic grocery. This right here is a so-called Cherokee casino. They took our women. That's part of the curse right here.
Verse 30. You shall betroth the wife, but another man shall lie with her. You shall build a house, but you shall not dwell in it. You shall plant a vineyard, but shall not gather its grapes.
Yeah, we built America, and we don't reside in most of the stuff that we built. They ravaged our women right in our face. We'll come and take her, have sex with her, then deny that they was the fathers of the babies.
Your ox shall be slaughtered before your eyes, but you shall not eat of it. Your donkey shall be violently taken away from before you, and shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given to your enemies, and you shall have no one to rescue them.
Deuteronomy 28:32.
Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long.
This doesn't fit their this doesn't fit their nationalities. Go ahead.
No. There shall be no strength in your hand. A nation whom you have not known, shall eat the fruit of your land and the produce of your labor, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed continually.
Con. Second Chronicles 7 and 20, King James Bible. The curses of the Hebrew Israelites for breaking the laws, Yahweh's almighty commandments. Jeremiah 13 and 24. Therefore will I scatter them as the stubble that passes away by the wind of the wilderness. Jeremiah 9 and 16. I will scatter the Hebrew Israelites also among the heathens, whom neither they nor their fathers had known. And I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them. We put to death. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Yahweh shall scatter thee among people from the one corner of the earth even unto the other. Thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. The book of Jeremiah 17 verse 4. And thou, even thou self, will discontinue from thy heritage. This is why you call yourself Negroes, black, color, African Americans, everything except for which you are a Hebrew Israelites. Then when we trying to wake you up, you get angry with us. The book of Leviticus 26 and 46. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which Yahweh Almighty made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai. This will I pluck them up by the roots of my land which I have given them, and this house which I have sanctified for my name will I cast out of my sight, and will make it a proverb and a byword amongst nations. I take that one up.
Con. Bible curses of Hebrew Israelites. Deuteronomy 4 and 27. The Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell. Wake up, Israel. Verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shall be obedient unto his voice.
Who's doing? Oh, whoa.
Verse 34. So you shall be driven mad because of the sight which your eyes see. The Lord will strike you in the knees and on the legs with severe boils which cannot be healed, from the sole of your foot to the top of your head. The Lord will bring you and the king whom you set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone.
Gone.
You shall become
The God of Islam, black stone, the God of wood, the cross that they worship.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord will drive you.
Con. And this is how all nations look at us, as a byword, proverb. That's why they call us the N-word.
38. You shall carry much seed out of the field, but gather little in. For the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and tend them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil.
See, these curses don't apply to them, man. These curses do not apply to Hispanics and Native Americans. Indians, should I say.
For your olives shall drop off. You shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go into captivity. Locusts shall consume all your trees and the produce of your land. The alien who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower.
See that? So-called Native Americans came here. The Indians came here. These Asians that call themselves Native Americans came here, and they rise high above us, man. They end up putting us in slavery.
And he shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail.
And that's what's going on. You see that? He's getting a hang right there, and we still got hanged over here in the Americas.
Blessing and cursings. Oh, God.
Showing you the difference between Israel. See that? And Israelites, man. You don't. How come you don't see no so-called Hispanics in any of these ancient artifacts? Going to more curses.
45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and on your descendants forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God with joy and gladness of heart, for the abundance of everything. Therefore you shall serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness, and in need of everything. And he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as eagle flies, a nation whose language you will not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which does not respect the elderly, nor show favor to the young. And they shall eat the increase of your livestock and the produce of your land until you are destroyed. They shall not leave you grain or new wine or oil, or the incense of your, or the increase of your cattle, or the offspring of your flocks, until they have destroyed you.
Con. So it said these curses would be upon us as a sign and a wonder. You see that? Show me the history of so-called Spanish people going through this, Native Americans. And this went on for over 100 years, man, for us. And it said that these curses would be upon us as a sign and a wonder. What kind of a man does this to a beast? I mean, does this to a man? Only a beast does this, man. Only a beast does something like this. And then say, just forget about it. Come on, man. Said these curses would be on us as a sign and a wonder as for who we are. That's how you know who the Israelites are. By these curses that we're going over. And no so-called Hispanic could say that any of this applies to them, man.
No.
None of them. Show me your history if you're going through this. This is a fact. Okay, my Hebrew brothers and sisters. Here are a couple of names given to us by the Gentile races, so-called white people, for nearly 400 years. 1619, slaves. 1834, coons, colored. 1892, niggers, negas. 1934, boy, Africans. 1970, Afro-Americans. 1983, Black Americans. 2002, African Americans. What will they think of next? So I am, man.
Con, my grandmother, we used to sit down and look at old pictures, and she would it would come up in conversation. She don't know where they got the term African American from, because that's not what they were called when they were younger.
Come.
That's back in the 20s. Verse 52. They shall besiege you at all your gates until your high and fortified walls in which you trust come down throughout all your land. And they shall besiege you at all your gates throughout all your land, which the Lord your God has given you. You shall eat the fruit of your own body and the flesh of your sons and your daughters, whom the Lord your God has given you.
And we did that. You could read that in the Apocrypha. Okay.
In the siege and desperate straits in which your enemies shall distress you, the sensitive and very refined man among you will be hostile toward his brother, toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the rest of his children whom he leaves behind.
This does not go on the so-called Hispanic community the way that the Israelite men and women hate each other. There's no worse relationship than the Israelite man and his woman, the so-called black man and the so-called black woman. They can't get along, man, because of these curses. Go ahead.
55. So that he will not give any of them the flesh of his children whom he will eat, because he has nothing left in the siege and desperate straits, in which your enemy shall distress you at all your gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, whom would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground because of her delicateness and sensitivity, will refuse to the husband of her bosom, and to her son and her daughter. Her placenta, which comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears, for she will eat them secretly for lack of everything in the siege, and desperate straits in which your enemy shall distress you at all your gates.
So, I mean, we actually done this in the Apocrypha. You could read about this in the Apocrypha. The Israelites was eating their own children that they plagued us so damn hard and wouldn't feed us. These are Negroes right here. You see that? Those are Negroes. You should serve your enemies in want of all things. He shall put yokes of irons on your necks. I'm still waiting for the history on your forefathers going through this, Yah Bey. I'm waiting for it. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. I'm waiting for it, Lopez. Isaiah 42 and 22.
Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Verse 23. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil?
And who gave Jacob for a spoil? Your forefathers did. You just calling yourself Hispanics. Your forefathers gave Jacob for a spoil. You know you ain't no damn Jacob. You didn't know anything about being an Israelite until a so-called Negro taught you. You knew nothing about it, man. You knew nothing about it. Give me the antiquity of the so-called Hispanic race. Give me the antiquity of the so-called Indian race. Your antiquity goes back to Asia. And the so-called Hispanic antiquity doesn't go back any further than Esau. There was no Hispanic, no Mexicans or anything until Esau ravaged our women. That's your antiquity. And in the words of Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth, so you get mad. Go ahead, finish that out.
Who gave Jacob for a spoil, and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his laws.
Israelite right there. See that afro right there? How come we can't find no so-called Hispanics in ancient artifacts like this? The Israelites right here. See that?
Got
How
those
come we can't
braids,
find
those
you?
locks.
Come on. This is the truth, man. This is the truth.org. See that? These are the Assyrians. Now, for all you simple ass people that send the Assyrians were Edomites, this right here is a Negro leading Israelites into captivity. You understand? These are Negroes. You see that here?
Con.
These are historical, man. I can't make this up, man.
58. If you do not carefully observe all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, a serious and prolonged sickness. Moreover, he will bring back on you all the diseases of Egypt, which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in this book of the law, will the Lord bring upon you until you are destroyed. You shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of the heaven in multitude, because you would not obey the voice of the Lord your God. And it shall be that just as the Lord rejoiced over you to do good and multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to nothing.
This can't apply to so-called Hispanics, man. The way that their population is growing, they're not few in number. They come to the so-called United States and outnumber Jake. This doesn't apply to you, man. This can't be talking about you. Go ahead, huh?
And you shall be plucked from the land which you go to possess.
See that? These are Negroes, man. You see these natives? These are Negroes.
Every single one of them.
These are Negroes. These are the indigenous people to the Americas. Ain't no damn Moabites. These are Negroes right here. You see that? Get a good look at that thing. I want you to get a good look at that. I got the book over here, man. I got the book right here, man. Africans and Native Americans. See that? That's them. There they go. You see that good kinky hair that they got on their head, top of their heads? But you want yours fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Is that a man with his two wives?
No.
Three men. Older man and two young men.
Con.
Okay. They didn't have beards, but they got spears. So I know that's not like women back in the day.
Con. Remember a lot of the Gadites, they couldn't grow beards. That was typical.
Yeah, I didn't get mine until after the age of 30.
See that? Now, why are they calling these Negroes? You see how they dress? They're dressed like what they refer to as Indians, showing you that they transferred the true Gadites over to be Negroes also. They try and turn Gad into the tribe of Judah. See, people don't pay attention to this stuff, man. You're just like an Indian, but they call them Negroes because they stole Gad's identity and changed them into Judah as well. Verse 64, Deuteronomy 20:64.
Then the Lord will scatter you among all peoples from one end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. 65. And among those nations you shall find no rest, nor shall the sole of your foot have a resting place. But there the Lord will give you a trembling heart, failing eyes, and anguish of soul. For life shall hang in doubt before you. You shall fear day and night, and have no assurance of life. In the morning you shall say, ah, that it were evening. And at evening you shall say, oh, that it were morning.
That's what the slaves were saying.
Because of the fear which terrifies your heart, and because of the sight which your eyes see.
This happened to us in Egypt. It happened to us in the Americas. Not just North America, but all over. You see, you got all kind of people trying to steal our identity, man. These are hybrids right here. These are hybrids. And I'm hitting something, man. This is what you Hispanics come from. Understand that. You're hybrids. Just like the people that's referring to themselves as Indians now, they're hybrids. They're hybrids to this guy's people right here. Asians. You understand? These are the new species, these hybrids, mixed blood, from indigenous to hybrid. He was an indigenous. This is a real Indian right here. Understand that. Understand that. Not his people.
The original people still exist. No, all people are not mixed. And this is true.
You see, we produce. He's not mixed. These are just recessive traits right here. See the blue eyes? Those are just recessive genes, man. See the blonde hair? She didn't dye it. These are recessive genes.
Yeah, those folks
He's
are
a Nenite. He's a Nenite. He live in a very cold region of the world, man. He's a Nenite. Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
And the Lord will take you back to Egypt in ships, by the way of which I said to you, you shall never see it again, and there you shall be offered for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you.
Go on. One West, you're going to stop lying to our people, and we're going to shut you down. The Lord said he's the God of Israel, and the Israelites are Negro only. Now, you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. Joel 3 verse 6. The children of also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem. Now keep this in mind. The children of Jerusalem have you sold into the Grecians. Who are the Grecians? Edomites, Euro Gentiles, that you might remove them far from their borders. Behold, I will raise them out of the places whither you have sold them, and will return them to recompense upon your own head. So the Lord said he's going to raise up Judah to pay you back. This is why they hate us, man. They know what's in store. The Lord said, I'm the God of Israel. Israel is mine elect. I want you to muse over that. Not the whole world. The God of Israel. Those are his elect. This is why everyone's trying to be Israel. Certain people trying to claim Israel that's not Israel. Get these images in your head because many of you have forgotten. See that yoke of iron around his neck?
Con.
Now, which one fit the curse? That's my question. Him, the Hispanics, the Indians, or this guy right here? We do. Why are so many black men in prisons? It's Bible prophecy. Isaiah 42 and 22.
Says, but this is a people robbed and plundered of all them are snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses. They have become a prey with no one to deliver, for plunder, and no one shall say restore.
See that? See what I mean? Mockery of us. Hispanic countries still do this right now, man. I just brought out a that they was doing this at in a play.
That's funny they said it about how they always talk about watermelon, but see the watermelon, hey, that keeps your capillaries clear and blood flowing strong. But anyway, during the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. Luke 21, verse 20 through 24.
Con.
So from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Page 84. Nigger. Latin word for nigger, for niger, which means black. Israelite, the people who were called niger in Acts 13, verse 1.
Yep.
And we got it right here in Strong's Concordance. Israelite equals nigger. Niger equals black. Children of Israel, Deuteronomy 28 and 68 again. And the Lord shall bring you into bondage again with ships, by the way I spake unto thee. He said, when I'm speaking to you, where I'm speaking to you at right now, thou shalt not see it anymore again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for slave men and slave women, and no man shall save you. But it's using the old Quaker English word, buy you. Doesn't apply to them. It applies to us. This is before Islam and Christian, we were Israelites. Deuteronomy 7:6. We was a special people to the Lord thy power. The curses of Deuteronomy is heavy on us, man. A good look at this, man. These curses are heavy on us to this day.
Con.
The different texts over here, so-called Indians should, say indigenous. Now, who was the true Americans? When we look it up in a Webster's Unabridged Dictionary, or this dictionary by George Clanton, 1841, dark copper color with jet black hair. Holy Bible, going more and more curses, man. More and more curses. Sold in slave ships. We know who that is, man. It's obvious who they're talking about. It's obvious who's been talked about here, who's been spoken about. But God loves everyone. They say God loves everyone, right? What does 2 Esdras 6:56 say?
As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So they're like, the Lord said they're like spit. That's what the Lord said. Let them be scattered abroad amongst the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant, despised my contract. 2 Esdras 2:7. That's what's going on. Remember Toby? Kunta becoming Toby? And so this is the thing that we got to try and get rid of, man. We're trying to find a cure for cooning, right? We're trying to find a cure. Please keep working on it, Akim. We're trying to find a cure for cooning. All praises to the Most High to help us to, stop these coons from coon walking. These are true natives right here, man. True indigenous, what they call Indians. These are Aztecs. These are the true indigenous Aztecs. Now get Soto Perez out of that one. Get Velasquez out of that one.
Ain't gonna happen.
Get him out of that one. Get him out of that one.
It is not going to happen. Know which way you look at that.
There's a true Gadite, Tazadaq Shah. See that? And now, with that being said, I guess, hey, man, we can see if someone want to call in and give their 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. Let me invite someone. Let me stop sharing my screen here. So anyone want to call in, we're going to open it up and allow you to call in. You got anything you want to bring out? Joshua, you still here? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. I put in the comments. I was saying I couldn't really speak too loud because where I rent out, I can't be too loud.
Yeah. Kind of figure that.
But yeah, no, I don't got nothing much to say. Like I said in the beginning, we just gotta step up as T-Doc members that are on the call often. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to say, I mean, I'm 19 and I really love this truth, man, and I really love gathering together as brothers and sisters and just hearken into these laws, statutes, and commandments. And we just gotta do it better, man. Come harder, stronger, day in and day out.
Con. Just so everyone know, Acts 13:1, where you get the word Niger from, King James Bible, whether it be the NIV or, well, it should be an NIV, but I'm reading from a 16:11. Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, which is nigger with one G, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod at the tetrarch and Saul. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up what that word is in the original. See what it is in the Strong's.
Look up nigger. Look up nigger. Negur. So anyone want to call in? We open it up. You can actually call in, speak your piece or speak your confusion. Just do everything in decency and order. If you want to call in, just be respectful. HIMAN. You can call in. You be on these calls a lot. The floor is open. The gate is open. You don't want to come in, man. Don't get caught up without your nation, man. Our people like that. Our people love to be on the sidelines, huh? Our people love to be on the sidelines. You're in, yeah. Well, you was in. Or you think you're still here. Anyone else want to call in?
Hey.
Go ahead and call in.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, what's up? That was very a lot of information that I didn't know about. And the truth is the truth, you know what I'm saying? It don't disturb me at all. You get what I'm trying to say? And as far as Hispanic, you know what I mean? Like, where do we stand? Like, do we continue, since we mixed or we didn't exist, do we continue to follow the righteous path?
Yeah, but check this out. So, I mean, this is the thing right here. The Hispanics, the stuff of Negro descent or Israelites, because it's the seed of the father. So, I mean, but that's up to them. I mean, so the only thing we're doing is, understand this. Hispanic is when you deal with antiquity, it's not a true nationality. It comes from a mixture, right? So, but when you deal with because they call a lot of Hispanics will classify themselves as white, the largest percentage, but then you have some that are classifying themselves as black or Negroes. So they got to trace, and the sort of reason we're doing this is because there's a lot of Israelites out there that have white Hispanics in their organization, and they're saying that they're Israelites. But if you trace their lineage and you tell them, hey, well, let's see your father, their family won't even acknowledge them, being even affiliated with so-called black people, and so on and so forth.
Right. Nah, yeah, it's true. Because then I used to think, I don't know if I still am. I thought the Boricuas was Ephraimites.
Yeah.
You actually,
well, I mean,
you cleared that.
Yeah, I mean, but the ones of a Negro descent are, right? The ones of a Negro descent.
Right. Yeah, man, that was deep, and you broke it down. And it's like you said, let's say all the dark-skinned people back then, they was raped too, but they remain still dark melanin.
Yeah, that don't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. Right. But here's the thing: you can't be thrown off with skin color. That's another mistake, right? You can't be thrown off with skin color because how does Esau come into play? Esau came from 2 black people, right? So-called black people.
Right, right.
I mean, you know, there's you've seen babies in Africa by 2 people that's jet black, and they come back
albinos, yeah,
whiter than Esau. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you can't deal with you can't be thrown off with skin color. But when it's like that, that's when you got to say, well, I need to know what's your who's your ancestors. That's when you start to question it. But it's the same thing when you're dealing with people that may be like Africans. Like, how do you discern? Because there's a lot of Africans that look like Israelites, right? And there's a lot of Israelites in Africa, but the One West people say, oh man, if you're a Hamite, you're not our people. But how do you determine that when you see that they lay down with African women? You see what I'm saying? So how do you, because if they lay down with African women, then there's going to be a lot of those people that they think is Hamites that might have features like Israelites because they're Israelites. You see what I'm saying? So that's when you gotta, hey, well, what's your lineage? Who's your father? What was his father? You see what I'm saying? That's all we're really saying, man. That's all we're really saying.
I like how you broke down the curses, because you know that opens up the whole awareness of like, all right, let's see who's who. You know what I'm saying? And it breaks down like the populations in jail is the darkest. You know, the Hebrew Israelites the darkest, and it's overpopulated as always. You know what I'm saying? Clear as day. The dark-skinned people is the only ones that had the yokes on their neck. You feel me? So I loved how you broke that down. And I'm gonna say to those two that's like, you know, that's mixed Spaniard, Latinos, and even Edomites, man. Like you can't hate, because we all come from, you know what I'm saying, dark-skinned Americans, like copper color Aboriginals, the real original people. So it's like the only way we can reverse the karmatic debt is if we repent and, you know, and show love and bow down to the truth, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? We can't, you know what I mean? I can't be hating. And then a lot of people, they're not gonna want to listen to it because, you know, you gonna break some feelings. You feel me? So, I appreciate it, and it's been a while, and I'll be more in tune. Good brother Tazadaq.
All right. Anyone else wanna call in and speak their piece, what have you?
Hey, was that the same Yaya Bay that was in Philly?
Yeah, that's Yaya Bay, man.
He don't put on a little bit of weight.
From New Jerusalem.
Okay. Dang, my bad.
Yeah, I think he's down in Florida now. He likes that climate better, man.
Okay.
And Yaya Bay, the original Yaya Bay, man.
Yeah, he done put on a little bit of weight, almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah, I think he in Florida now, man. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and look up that NEGUR, man. So you can see what it means, man.
So yeah, I got 3526. And this is anonymous with black.
Yeah.
In the Strongs. So NEGUR, I got you.
Nah, NEGUS, niggas.
Niggas.
You might need an etymology dictionary. Look that up. Anyone else want to? Oh, we got someone right here. We got Judah Israel. Hey, Shalom. What's going on? It's open, brother. What you got? You gotta unmute yourself, Judah.
Yo, what's up with it? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Come on.
Yeah, man.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I would like to say this just from common sense. You know, even before I came into the truth, I know they were people, man. So if you go out of a man using that to justify justification and say, okay, let's just there because he come from us. But I just common sense that when you know that you understand that the seed comes from the man, then you understand that man. And I know good and well that wasn't, you know, these Spaniards who are really Edomites. I know good and well that wasn't white people raping white people. I know that for a fact, man. You know, because where did the melanin come from? Like when we look at Hispanics and Mexicans, you know, where did that melanin come from? It came from, you know, the Spaniards raping the original dark-skinned Native Americans. All right, so right. I just must just from common sense, you know, that these were not. Well, then look how they treat us. I mean, they hate us, man. It's a Mexican partner, man, and he told me, like, he be going to Mexico because that's where his family is at. And he told me the same thing. He said that his family, the European-looking Hispanics, tell their children not to mess with the so-called Afro-Latinos or anything like that because they understand that that's not their people.
See that?
You know, and I just so that, man, is basically from common sense. And then you also got to add, it's like that. If you think about it, it's like that everywhere. We were scattered, man. So if you go to like Germany or something, you got black people down there who think they're German, right? But they're really Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They're different from the so-called European white Germans down there. You know, and these brothers, like, if you gonna tell the whole truth, when they talking about this 12 tribes, if you gonna tell the whole truth, man, tell the whole truth. Don't sugarcoat the truth. I just don't say these Hispanic and then you include all of them. No, make it the Afro. Make sure you're talking about Afro-Latino ones, the ones of Negro descent. Same thing with Germany or British or anywhere you go, man, make a distinction with it, man. And that's all I really wanted to say, man. I just knew from common sense even before I realized that I was a Hebrew Israelite. I knew the seed came from the Father. And then when you look at the curses, nobody's going through curses. You know what I'm saying? Going through the curses, they're way more prosperous than us. The word of God. And when you look at the curses, I'm gonna bring you down very low, your end is very high. Hold up, and the black man is the most unsuccessful man in the world right now. All right, the Mexicans, they got Mexico over there. You know, and not only that, man, you know, when you look at the word of God, God said that our women will rule over us. That's in Isaiah 3:12. It said that as for my people, who he's talking about Israel, he said, children of your oppressors, they terrorize communities. They don't say women, and women rule over you. Hold up now, black American men or the women. Nobody else is not the Hispanic man is not ruled by women. All right, the white man, nobody is ruled by us, man. That's what it is.
Truth, man.
I just wanted to say that, man. I just wanted to come in.
All right, good brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Anyone else? Anyone else want to speak up? Even if you know you're contrary to what's being brought out. Anyone else that want to speak up? You know, you can go ahead and click on the link. There's no phone number you have to call. Go ahead and click on it and speak your piece, man. See, the brother just he said he got a Mexican affiliate, and when he go home to Mexico, they tell him, hey, those Negroes are not your people. And he's just telling the truth, man. And so we don't hate people. We don't hate them. We're just saying you're not our people if you're not of a Negroid descent. If you're not of the descendancy of a so-called Negro Israelite father, not only are you not our people, you're not an Israelite, man. You're just faking the funk, man. And a lot of these camp leaders out here, they know that. They just want them women, man. And they want those tights. But we're going to keep banging on you, man, until we shut you down. We're going to shut you down, man. We're going to shut your ass down. And we're not going to have no damn pedophiles like that guy in Yauquab running around here looking at, our young daughters at a damn Israelite gathering. Well, we'll whip your ass, man. And I don't want to speak too much on here, man. That's not going to happen, boy. Those days are over. You got to wait with that long enough. And all you damn men that want to beat your wives and all, we're going to whip your ass. We're going to beat you. We're going to create a damn drop squad and deal with you. We're going to deal with you. You understand? We're going to deal with you. Zabat, you want to violate men wives? These men, I don't get this. How can so many men allow this guy to violate their wife and no one speaks up? And they don't expose these wicked Eves? You understand? I don't get that, man.
As well.
I don't get that, man. These men should be speaking up, man.
No, I'm putting the man in the ground to call my wife. Tell you that straight up.
Yeah, man. It's a wrap, man. 6 feet under. Something like that happened with me, man. It is a wrap. You see, man, it's over.
Done or done. As we used to say in the court. Hey, but that term negus, that's royalty, y'all.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it is. But you found the definition on it? Yeah, it's royalty. I want you to tell me what it means, though.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. You got the unabridged joint there. All right. Yeah.
That's the title of the ruler of the kings, and also related to dang on what's Selassie and all the way back to King Solomon. That's what they called him, negus.
Con. Yeah. What does that dictionary say?
So this one says it's a title of the ruler of Ethiopia.
Con. So it's a king. It means kings.
Con.
Niggas.
Malak.
Niggas. Not nigger, not nigga, like Tupac say, but niggas. Negus. For my niggas. Like my man Awkward said. For my niggas. See, I didn't even understand what Awkward was saying, man, when he was saying it, man.
Nah, I got him now, though.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is wild.
Con.
So once again, got a lot of folks watching, folks in the comments, but no one's coming in.
They want to speak up, man. The mic's hot, man. Call in, speak your piece. Appreciate that brother that just called in and spoke up. Anyone, you got anything to the contrary? Want to disprove? Call in. Speak up. Or forever hold your war within inside. Anyone, it could be female. You call in. Sisters could call in also. Brother, what is that? Brother, Vutu? Brother Vutu, call in. This is edification, man. This is edification for all of you that stuck up into that garbage in these One West camps. We're going to break your mind down and build it back up. Correct way. Any questions? Augustus. Caesar Augustus, call in.
Wow.
All right. Clean lightning. You want to go? Who's clean lightning? You want to give a call in? You got something you want to
Clean light linen.
Clean like linen. A line on this page. Clean like linen. You got any feedback on what we're talking about? We're talking about the Negro being Israelites only, and Hispanic does not fit the curses. Anyone that have anything in opposition, we're keeping the line open just for you. You could call in, but everything needs to be done in decency and order.
It's wild because there's documentaries on the ancient Sumerians and all these theories, but you can clearly see the big old bushy beards and the locks and everything, and all these craftsmanships and things that were made back then that they can't duplicate with modern technology. That's all us. That's all us. So it's really something to be proud of. And
we got Vard here. Hey, Shalom. What's going on?
That's all us. Shalom, Vard.
Hey, Shalom, Vard. What's going on with you, King? We got Vard here. Shalom.
Malaf. Hey.
Yeah, you live, man.
Shalom. Love the information, man. I'm just waiting for some of them camps to just stick their heads out here.
They won't do it, and then they're gonna get shut down. They won't do it. Notice they won't come. They running, man. They track stars, man. They running at 880 right now. Damn. Get the hell out of this room, man.
Yeah. Stick their head out so they can get this work. Because man, whew, y'all on fire. Y'all don't know it, but I can just feel it. Pretty soon, this is gonna catch fire, and the right people gonna hear it, and it's just gonna blow up in their face.
We got clean like lightning. Shalom, what's going on with you?
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, King, what's going on?
I got a question, T-Doc.
We got to answer.
So I've been messing with some female recently. Like, she Dominican, but she's like dark skinned. Like, her mom's is dark skinned, but her pops is light skinned. So does that make her a part of the Israelites or no?
Well, I mean, you can't go by the skin again, man.
Con.
You can't go judging on the skin. You got to
Her,
really trace their genealogy, right? Because I
yeah, her
mean,
mom's like African looking. Her mom look African, but her
yeah, but it's the
look
seed of the
Spanish.
father, though, King. So check this out, right? Let's say if I have almond seeds, right, and I plant some almond seeds in Florida, right? Then I take a flight to Europe and I plant some almond seeds in Germany. Is an apple gonna grow?
No,
No, orange is still gonna grow, right?
right.
Because the seed, the man's seed is his spawn. The seed comes out of the man and he plants it in the woman, which is also referred to as the earth. You see what I'm saying? So the seed grows in the earth. She's the carrier of that seed. So she's the carrier of his spirit. You see what I'm saying? And his seed stays in her indefinitely, man. And now science has proven that each time a man ejaculates in a woman, a certain percentage of his seed stays in her body forever, and traces of it goes up into her brain. That's why so many women, when women sleep with a lot of different men, they be bugged out of their mind because they got all these different spirits on them from all these men that they lay down with. See, this is a spiritual process, man. They think it's just something physical that passes on. This is why a lot of women take on the spirit of a man. You see what I'm saying? She might take on the spirit of a murderer because she might have laid down with a man that was very violent, and she don't even understand why she begins to behave that way. She go and get another relationship, then she got that other man's spirit on her. So this is what the Lord says in the book of in the book of Romans 7:2, and 1 Corinthians 7:39. She's not supposed to take another man until her husband is dead, because that man's spirit is still, even if they're divorced, she's not supposed to go and remarry.
So in this day and age, find a virgin is like ain't gonna happen, man. So basically, every time I mess with a female that's been with somebody else, I'm committing adultery.
Well, hypothetically speaking, this is where the mercy of a Mashiach comes in, right? If she doesn't know, that's where the mercy of Christ comes in it. But I will tell you this: when you deal with her, you are dealing with a hoe. When you go and read the book of Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter, right? Remember when it says if a man takes a wife and he finds some uncleanness in her, that means that he found out that her hymen was broken and she wasn't a virgin when he lay with her. So he could divorce her. And it says, now this is where a lot of Israelites, like when West misinterpret that scripture, it says she may go and become another man's wife. When it says she may go and become another man's wife, it's not saying that she should do that. It's saying that there's a possibility that she may do that. But if she go and become another man's wife and that man finds something in her he didn't like, uncleanness, then that man can put her away also, and she can't go back to her first husband. And so this is what Hamashiach said when the Pharisees came to him trying to gainsay, right? Well, why did Moses allow the bill of divorce? What did Christ tell him? He said from the beginning it wasn't so. Because the book of Malachi tells us that the Lord hates divorce. He hates putting away, right? Hamashiach said from the beginning it wasn't so. You understand what I'm saying? He said, whoever puts away his wife except for fornication, book of Matthew 5th chapter, verse 32, causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries her that is put away commits adultery. Why? Because she's still married to her first husband. You understand? She's still obliged to be with him. So now, because these Eves didn't know, this is where the mercy comes in, right? But once she knows, judgment comes to her. You understand? So you got a lot of women that are coming to the truth. They know they're not supposed to like open their quiver to another man once they sleep with one brother. You know what they do? They camp hop. They when it doesn't work out there, they run to another camp. They run to another camp, and they run to another camp. And I'm interested. A lot of these wicked Negroes that's calling themselves the leaders of Israel, they know about it. The house of David knew about it. They knew what Zabak was doing. They knew what a lot of these men was doing. I call a lot of these men out, and they try and sweep it up under the rug. But you can't really call a man out when you got dirt on you yourself. You dig what I'm saying? So right. Yeah, you need to find out the nationality of her father is your answer. It's the seed of the father. We can't really go by complexion. You understand what I'm saying? We can't go by that. You might want to question it if they're, well, what's your father? You see what I'm saying? But
yeah, she's real dark skinned though. Like she's really dark skinned. And her
but
mom is
that
really
don't matter.
dark-skinned.
That doesn't matter. Check this out, right? It could be a really dark-skinned person that could be a Hamite, right? Doesn't make him an Israelite. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have Israelites in Africa. What I'm saying is they could be a descendancy of Ham, and their spirits are totally different from us. They cut the woman's clitoris out so she can't feel it when she's having sex. The only person that gets pleasure is the man. So they got some really crazy customs. That's not of our customs. You see what I'm saying?
I
The
have no
most high,
question.
we are
T-Dog.
special people. Deuteronomy 7
If
and
a
6.
woman got children with a man, right? And that woman leaves that man that she had kids with, is she committing adultery with every person she bees with after that?
Listen, if a woman, Yashabun, can you get Romans 7
well,
and
if I committing adultery and she has children with somebody else, but she's not with
if
that
you're an
man?
Israelite and you know, yes, you are. It doesn't matter if she has children or not. If you let's let the scriptures speak for himself, man. Get Romans 7 verse 2. Joshua, can you get? Vi, can you get 1 Corinthians 7 and 39? Let's see what the Spirit has to say, man. Let's see what the
All right,
word
we
says.
got Romans chapter 7, verse 2. For the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth.
No, she could get upset. They get a divorce. She go and marry someone else.
Yeah, I mean that's my biggest problem is like females, man, women like trying to abstain with women, but every woman I come across always has like something from the past, like you know what I mean, like some baggage, you know what I mean. So I'm like, am I committing adultery every time?
Again, you're not supposed to be jumping around like that. You're not supposed to be. What if you sleep with that woman, unless you found something unclean in her? You can't just put her away for any cause. That's what the Pharisees was. Someone get let's get because I don't think the brother is hearing me. Let's get Matthew, the 5th chapter.
I got it.
Let's start reading that verse 32.
Yeah, Matthew chapter 5, verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause.
So, hold on. There should be some before that, where about it has said, whoever put away his wife, except for fornication.
Yeah, that's 31.
Yeah, start at 31.
5 and 31. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement.
Okay, stop. So this is what the Pharisees said, and what they're talking about is Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter. So you put her away, you give her a bill of divorce. Does that mean she could go and remarry? The average Israelite would tell you yes. What does the Lord say? Since he's the Savior, let's see what the Lord says. Go ahead, read.
Verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication,
meaning except for fornication, read on,
causeth her to commit adultery. And
so you cause her to commit adultery. And what about a man that takes her, like this brother?
Whoever shall marry her,
that woman
that is divorced, committeth adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery.
So you hear that, brother? Are you still there, clean and light?
Clean like linen.
Clean like linen. You still there? We just gave him some bad moves. We just dropped a bomb on him. Just gave him some bad news. He just went mute. Yo, you still there, good brother? That burned up his mic, man. Damn, I don't want to hear that.
Hey,
This.
what you want? What you want Vod to bring out in was that First or Second
Well,
Corinthians?
we got someone else coming in, man. We got
Okay.
Chris.
Oh.
Chris, you on mute?
First Corinthians. I'm on mute.
Nah, you good.
Unmuted.
All right,
Well,
cool.
First
Appreciate
Corinthians,
it,
what?
No,
Yeah,
hold on. The brother right here is talking, man. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, I've been tuning in to you for like 5 months. I came in on one of your channels where you was doing like a lot of legal work.
Oh yeah, that's the
And
program Enlightening channel. Yeah.
told me to call in, but I ain't know what Zoom was or none of that, man. I ain't went to school for criminal justice, whatever. I'm going to school for welding, and I be seeing these curses every day. Like the warehouse I work at is ran by a lot of like Jewish people, and they had like our people signing their lives away really just because they want to be sued for like what was it, respiratory infections, because there's a lot of dust and stuff flying around.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate you for telling me that. And I be me personally, I be kind of confused, just battling with the faith, even though you telling the truth. It's just like that inner peace, you know what I mean?
Right, come on.
And yeah, man. So but I had a question because I've been dealing with this girl, you know what I mean, and I've been laying with her, you know what I'm saying? So I take her on as my wife, you did, but at the same time, she's a Christian girl, you know what I'm saying? She was raised way different than me. Like she normally used to taking trips, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. Just she a privileged girl, but she is black. Her parents are black, but she's adopted. She was adopted. You did what I'm saying? I'm just trying to show her like the way, you know what I'm saying, of the Israelite, the real people, and lead her away from this Western study.
Right.
Cause she a good woman, but she's strong, you know what I mean?
Hey, so that means you got to be wise and stronger.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I had to figure that out myself, man. I've been slacking, or I've been getting like a little lazy. You know what I mean? I had to quit that. But at the same time, I feel like a little bit like it's too late. Yeah, but I don't want to lose her.
All right, check this out, King. So you say she's a Christian, right? So,
yeah, like every day. I mean, every Sunday.
Someone get 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, verse 12. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 12.
Vod, you gonna get that?
Yeah, I got it. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord, if any brother hath a wife that believeth not.
Okay, stop for a second. Stop. So this woman, she's not a believer. If she believes in Christianity, she's not a believer. She doesn't believe in the truth, because Christianity, all forms of Christianity came out of Roman Catholicism. You understand?
All
so
right.
It came out of the Roman Catholic Church. So she believeth not. But let's see if you're supposed to put her away. Read on.
And she be pleased to dwell with him.
And she's happy to dwell with you. Read on.
Let him not put her away.
Don't divorce her. Don't put her away. Go ahead, read.
And the woman with hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
Okay, why? Let's see why. Read on.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
It might be mine, might be my wife.
And the believing wife is sanctified by the husband. Elsewhere, you children unclean. But now.
Yeah, that's it on that, brother. So if you're in the right spirit, your example could save her. You see what I'm saying? Your example could convert her over to the spirit.
Right.
Your example could save her to, be saved.
Right.
Your example could convert her over to the spirit. Someone got like that.
I got you.
Get turned up in the background.
Right. All right.
I think he just fell out. He just fell out. But everyone see that? You see what I'm talking about? So if he is righteous, but like he's saying, he got to get himself together, right? Yeah. He got to get himself together. Then he's supposed to show her hey, this is how we're supposed to live and so on and so forth, like out of love. And I might be able to, you know, get her to say, hey, this is what it is. Because I mean, he's supposed to be teaching her that anyways, man.
That's funny.
About her nationality and about
I
salvation.
gotta highlight this.
Man, that is wild that that subject just came up. Coincidental.
Oh yeah, we got someone else right here.
Augustus.
Augustus Caesar.
Yeah,
Caesar
with
Augustus.
They Greek.
Hey, that's a Greek name.
Man, I thought you was going to speak to me in Greek.
Nah.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, King.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You know, I just want to say, you know, I enjoy class. You know, I mean, everything y'all saying, you know, makes sense about Israel being Negro descent only. I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Con. Yep.
Right.
A lot of people don't
Right.
like it, but you know, it's true, man. It's true. It's true. And so, you know, the One West camps, they're gonna have to admit, hey, we was wrong. We've been lying to you guys. We're still lying. I mean, because when you really think about it, man, if you know, we started out with all
Camera.
people, Negroes, right?
Right,
How
right.
is it that only 3 tribes remain with Negro features, and everyone else is utterly changed. Then you got with Reuben, they all came from the same family, but you got Judah and Benjamin that you're calling so-called Jamaicans and Trinidadians who look like Negroes, but then you call the other ones Hispanics, but they came from the same family. Come on, man. They don't even make sense. They don't even make common sense. All you got to do is think like this stuff is made up. Someone lied to us, man. And so we clean up the lies, man. Yep.
All right, so I mean, I'm still cool with a few camps though, but you know, everything y'all saying, I mean, you FOP.
I hear you, but Joshua, what did Joshua say? Choose you this day, who you're gonna follow. So you can't be lukewarm. Mashiach said you can't be lukewarm, right? You can't be cool with someone that the Most High is against.
Pick a side, bro.
Feeding the flock. The Lord said, "Feed my sheep." Right. So let me show you the problem with being cool with these camps, right? Because they come out and they talk nice. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, 23rd chapter. Let's see what the Lord say about these false prophets. Because remember, there's a lot of fake pastors, man, that's misleading the flock. And the Lord told us not to deal with them, man. Someone get that Jeremiah 23, verse 1.
Got it. Jeremiah 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
So the Lord said destruction. The word woe, you could replace that with destruction. Be unto the pastors, be unto Zabak, be unto all of these other camps that's misleading the people. Oh, well, now he's an Israelite. And then as soon as they see a dark person from Africa, oh, hell, get the hell out of here. That's him. And it could be an Israelite. You dig what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You're going to accept. I mean, check out how ridiculous this is. You're going to accept someone that look like damn Slim Shady over. Because, I mean, look at the people that I put on the screen, man. That's in ISUPK's camp, man. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
All right. But you're going to accept them before you accept someone that is a dark, melanated person. Just because they came from over there in Africa, you're going to say, oh, no, it's a Hamite. Israel came from damn Africa. It's located in Africa. The land of Canaan, I mean, before it was changed to the name Israel, it was called Canaan. You understand? Which was Ham's fourth son, which was a damn African. You understand what I'm saying? We took that land from them, and then we ended up having mixed marriages and everything with them. We broke the Deuteronomic code by laying down, having sex with them. This is why many of these curses came on us. So it's not even like logical to say that's a Hamite, but this person over here that looked like Slim Shady is an Israelite. That's crazy, man.
So much Slim Shadys in other congregations. Too many.
Yeah, come on.
Too many. GOCC.
Oh, they
man.
OD with it. They OD.
I mean,
eyes is
it is. It's disgusting. Man. Oh my God. Just watching one of them Baltimore cats. They got a so-called Irishman in the congregation. Could you believe that? My God, this
I mean, they call them Israelites stuff. They tell you, oh yeah, we've been in slavery too. It was hard for us too.
It wasn't on the ships. It was on the ships. They didn't
Right.
suffer. I mean, they didn't have the yokes of iron on their neck.
Yep.
Feel me?
And
I mean,
they're not suffering now like us. They're not suffering now like us, man. No one's going through it like Israelites are. No one. These nations can't even lie, man. These nations hate our guts, man.
no doubt. But they want to follow. They want to follow everything what Jake does. Everything what Jake do.
But they steal it, though. They steal it. They follow us for a minute, then they end up stealing it and doing it. You see what I'm saying? You hear Esau. You hear the brothers that come over. See the brothers in the subways that be playing those. Yeah, I mean, hell, they do that. Then you see Esau. He's studying. He sit there. He recording it. He's studying. Then you hear him trying to do it.
Yo, you know what I've never seen? I've never seen any unarmed like Mexicans get killed, or
because
unarmed like. No, I don't think I've ever seen any.
Because it's Spanish.
I don't see it either.
Because they're Spanish, they're very powerful people, man. Remember, they got that Mexican mafia back in there. They're very powerful people. They're Spanish people.
Matter of fact, they have a consulate too, don't they?
Yep.
Mexican consulate, man. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't fit the curses, man.
Yeah, they don't fit the curses whatsoever.
They have a consulate. They structured. They're not like their leaders aren't being destroyed or killed. I think one of their leaders threatened the president. What was his name? Can't think of it. I think mob dude. I think president made a remark and he threatened him.
They even run Mexico, the Mexican mob. Yeah, so ain't no one going to debate this statement, this topic.
No, they won't. We've been trying to get them to debate me and FOPE. They won't debate it, man, because they not. I mean, think about how quick they are to debate, right? You see them going Satnetta TV all of the time, especially Tazadaq. Why wouldn't he pick it up? He wouldn't pick it up. He won't pick it up. None of them will. They just stand back, hoping it goes away. Don't give that no attention. That's a Zilpah saying. You know, you got the damn pedophile out there looking at another little girl. He probably looking at this right now, see if there's any young girls in the background that he can manipulate their mind. So you better keep an eye on your daughter, man. Like the scriptures say, keep a close watch on a shameless doer.
I don't have children yet.
I mean, I'm just speaking to everyone in general, everyone that's under the sounds of my voice, man, on this call.
Yeah, I called them once and asked him would he ever debate the Elder Kanab, and then he made it clear that we were not entertaining. And then he called in. I believe it was last week. He called in. Yeah, they hung up on the dude. I was laughing. I was laughing my ass off. They hung up on the dude. Why not have this conversation? They have this discussion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But what's crazy, is they told him to call into the show.
Yeah.
They told him to call, but you know what's happened? They in the background, they watching the videos, and when they see, damn, how do we respond to this? So they don't want it, man. They don't want this work, man. They don't want it.
Not even the leader?
Nope. Your honey doesn't want it either, man. Your honey doesn't want it, man. That's a Christian organization, man. They don't want it. None of them. They would have picked it up. I mean, think about it. Look how quick they are to go and debate over all of these other topics. They debate the Egyptologists like that. We're even trying to get them to go on Satnetta TV. They won't do it. They won't do it. Track stars, man.
Right.
All of them turn into damn Usain Bolts, man. All of them. They running like Usain Bolt. Are you back in here, Clean Lightning?
Con, I see y'all trying to make fun of me and all that.
Oh no, what are you talking about, bro?
Sorry, man. It's cool. I got another question though.
What's that? No, you lost it, man. So I mean, we thought your mic blew up from that heat.
Nah, I lost connection. I had lost connection and all that.
Yeah, all right. Good, buddy.
All right. So my other question is that I got kids, by a female and all that, and she using the government against me to keep my kids away from me, right? So is that biblical for a woman
man.
to keep?
It's not biblical. Like in the scripture, the real truth be told, the children will go with the husband, because biblically the man owned everything. His wife is his possession. The scriptures make that very clear. Your wife is your possession.
Right. So
and that sounds very ruthless. So a lot of Eves, they think they want this until they really read the scriptures.
So would she be judged by the Most High for using the government to keep my kids away from me?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's it causes the children to usually grow up with some sort of personality disorder, because unless the parent is abusive, like the children always need both parents. So Sirach, right? You ever read the Apocrypha, brother? Do you know what the Apocrypha is?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we still here.
Damn.
And we can still. He lost connection again. We can still hear him though. But can someone, one of you brothers got the Apocrypha? Get Sirach 36 and 24. They
No,
show
I have a
him.
Bible.
I got it. Sirach 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. A help, meaning she's there to help him, like unto himself. And she's supposed to emulate him. A pillar of rest. You got that, Joshua?
So, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. So you're supposed to possess your wife. A man, his wife is pretty much his property, his possession. A help like unto himself, a pillar of rest. So that means your woman is supposed, when you go home, you had a hard day's work, Joshua, you be like, damn, man, I can't wait to lay down, on the pillow. When you lay on the pillow, you just like relax. That's how your wife is supposed to be for you. Your wife is supposed to be a console like that. That's what the scripture is saying. So when you deal with a lot of these Eves, man, a lot of brothers don't even want to come home, man. They don't want to come home because they're dealing with a dragon. But she's supposed to be a pillar of rest, according to the scripture we just read. A pillar of rest. You're supposed to, your mind is supposed to be like, damn, man, I can't wait until I get home. In the beginning of the relationship is like that, because Eve know how to play semantics on you, right? You very excited. You excited to go home. Once you marry her, everything start to change up. You want? Hey, can you cook this for me? You can do it yourself. I'm busy. They're taking shots at you.
Wicked, man.
Man, baby, you just done it 2 weeks ago before we got married. That's right. Because you know what? She has an invisible secret contract with Esau. And she knows she could press 3 magical numbers, 9-11, and get you locked up in a jiffy. She could lie on you and say, my husband raped me. What you think's going to go with this Me Too movement? What you think's going to happen? You brothers better think about what I'm saying, man. So that's why when you choose a woman, you better try that spirit, man, before you accept her. That's what a brother, now I'm being serious now, that's what a brother is going through, what he's going through. You see how she don't want the brothers to see his children? You know why? That's a wicked Eve right there. And I hope she's listening. That's a wicked woman right there. And so what happened, he probably went and got with someone else that treat him better. And so as a damn weapon, she used the children. That's considered to be a personality disorder, man. When a woman will use a child as a weapon against her ex, there's something going on that's not logical there. because a healthy person would know that, well, our children needs both parents. And even if I'm not with him, they still need to be in his life. They need him for direction, because she could give a child, even if she has the financial substance, she can't teach him to be a man. She can't teach a boy child to be a man, and she can't teach a girl child how she's supposed to deal with men. Only the man could do that. So this is why so many of our boys are being raised today with them effeminate spirits. They be real bitchy. They be arguing back and forth with the woman. That's feminine energy right there. A real man's not going to do that. Okay, you know what? I'm done talking. I'm done talking. I'm going to show and prove. He might leave, or, you know what I mean? She run him out of the house to deal with someone else. Because ultimately, a man wants peace and contentment of mind. And if he can't get that at home, he's going to start look somewhere else. But you know what she'll say? Oh, nigga, you cheated. But you drove him away. You see what I'm saying? But they don't want to acknowledge that. They won't acknowledge that. But they want to play the blame game. And you're not going to out-argue the Israelite woman. So don't even try. So, I mean, this is why, got to raise righteous daughters of Zion. I know it hurts, but it's true. So anyone else want to call in before we shut it down? Time is 11:50. Damn, yeah, we've been on a long time. So yeah, we could go ahead and shut this down, man. I don't realize.
I got 11:57.
What's that?
I got 11:57.
Yeah, that's what I got also.
Hey, I have one last question. As far as the slides, is there any way that we can study those, or is there any way you can like, you know what I'm talking about, like the little slides that you use to teach, like along with the scriptures?
No, this is a PowerPoint that I just put together. I mean, you could just simply watch the video and pause it. It's a PowerPoint.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's this PowerPoint that I put together.
I'll be taking the pictures.
To put these pictures together, man.
All right.
Yeah, but all right, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. We thank everyone for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment. So we're gonna
all right, peace and blessings, everyone. Israel will rise to the fullest. Shalom.
Shalom.